This review may reveal information on plot twists, characters, hidden characters, or any other types of valuable information that may reduce your enjoyment of this video game or any video games in the series. Please watch this review with caution and understanding that any spoilers can be and will be revealed at any point in time during this review. Alright guys, what's up? It's Paradox224 and welcome to the lovely thing I like to call the review. This is the review for Mirror's Edge, as you can obviously see. Now, I said in the disclaimer, I'm going to say it again, if you haven't played the game, you haven't watched my LPs, but you want to play the game, or you're watching my review to maybe watch my LPs later, whatever it is you're doing, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this review. I don't know what I'm going to say just yet, and if I reveal something from later in the game or a plot twist in the game, I don't want you to be upset with me for not warning you before. So this is my warning now. If you are going to play the game, don't watch this or risk running into spoilers later. All right? All right. So, good news, bad news time. Good news. I love the art direction of this game. Even in the low resolution that I've got it in right now that you can see, they still have an amazing amount of detail. From the grating on the ledge that I'm standing on, the walls, the small pieces of garbage that are leaning against the building sides, the fact that everything has a color scheme to it. This area that I'm in's got a blue and orange color scheme. There's a red and white color scheme. There's a black color scheme. There's just tons of different color schemes. There's a lot of detail in this game, and I love how it looks, even if not all of it's colored. Like the trees over in the area that we'll get into later in this video, they're white. You've seen it in a lot of area. The foliage in this area is white, and it just looks amazing because it still looks lifelike, even though it's not. And I just love the art direction in this game. I also love the cartoon direction in the cutscenes. I feel like it's the perfect thing to put right in the middle. It just ties it all together. I love how it looks. What else do I like? I love the general theme of this game. When this game came out, there wasn't a lot of parkour games. There was no real parkour sense. There was a lot of first-person shooters and everything like that, and this game tries extremely hard with the ability of trying to give you a player model to look at with hands and a body and feet and all kinds of different stuff. It tries so hard to link you and bring you right into the game and have you experience everything that would come with parkour. And when it was released, it was a springboard. It was a first step into something that no one had ever really thought of, and I thought it was a really amazing game to play. I really enjoyed playing it and all of the things that came along with it. I love the music direction in this game. I love the art direction. I just love how this game works. It's a really nice game. What else did I want to add? I love the freedom in this game. That is the one thing that I wanted to say. There's a lot of points in time where you're battling ninjas or police officers or something else, and there's a few different ways you can go about it. There's the prescribed way that the developers have designed for you to go, like with highlighting items in red in some areas where you have to go that way and there's no real choice. And then there's areas where you can just do whatever you want. You can literally just jump over a grate or slide under an air duct, or just fling on a pipe for all I know. There's just amazing points where you can just do whatever you want, and that ability to just freely play the game is however you see fit is just one of the amazing parts to this game, because not a lot of people thought of it that way. There was literally just 2D side scrollers and point A to point B, nowhere in the middle kind of gameplay. And this is the kind of gameplay that goes, you can explore around a little bit, or you can go your own way, or you can go the way that we ask you to if you guys want to get along really quick. And I just feel like that's an amazing thing that they did. So, we've gotten through the good stuff. Unless I remember any good stuff, and I'll mention it in the bad stuff. But now we gotta get into the bad stuff. I don't like how finicky this game is. I've mentioned it I don't know how many times, and it's true and true time and time again. This game is extremely finicky. This game there are points where this game doesn't want to work right. And I know that it's not the game's fault. It's just the developer's fault, and it's not even their fault either. It's just this design, this theme of a game is very hard to recreate and make perfectly. There's a lot of small, minute things that they don't really think of in this game, and it just throws the game off. There are just small little little combos and little points that if not hit it the right way or hit in the exact part that they're supposed to be hit in, it throws the game off. And it's just those little things that I don't like about this game. There will be another thing that I don't like is the hitbox. If you guys I have sworn about that a couple times as well. The hitbox is slightly larger than you think it is. It's slightly larger than the model, and it's just a little disconcerting and a little off-putting simply because of the fact that when you're running or jumping off of a ramp somewhere, you want to jump a little bit more than you think you should. You want to jump a little bit earlier than you think you should, or you should for the game. And so you'll miss platforms and ledges and stuff like that, and the character won't react fast enough to actually grab the ledge. And it's definitely a little off-putting, and it's definitely a little frustrating to have to go back and back and back and back and back again and again simply because of the fact that you don't trust the hitbox. I feel like they could have been a little more lenient with it. But, again, that could just be me. Next, I know they wanted to immerse you in the first player, but I don't like having the model all the time. There's points at which I would have loved a 3D view rather than having a first person all the time in cutscenes. There's parts in the beginning of the game where Pope dies and you're talking to Kate, and there's points in which your character leans over and hugs her, or will wrap her arms around her, or give her a pat on the shoulder, and it's just a little off-putting. It's like, imagine being shotgun in a race car. You don't really have any idea what the track is, and so you don't really know how to brace yourself when sudden turns come in, and it makes you a little sick having people drive you around and you're not really aware of where you're going to turn next or which direction you're going to turn in. It's just a little off-putting, and so there are points at which I'll get a little disconnected from the game and a little sick just because suddenly the camera's moving and I'm not expecting it to move or something like that. The next thing that I don't like about this game is the checkpoints. The checkpoints are a little bad. They're just not as frequent and as fluent as you want them to be. There will be points in the time where you'll get swarmed by enemies and they'll just attack you. Like there's a part later in the game near the end where you get attacked by at least 3 different ninjas on a rooftop. And you have the ability to run around them, but there's also points in which you just can't really get past them, and if you stop and if your game constantly restarts there, it's really hard to pick up speed where you left off, and it just throws you off a little bit, and it just gives you more frustration in the game. The last thing I want to talk about is the tutorials on how to do things. There is one episode, 2 or 3 episodes before this review, called Wait, I Can Pick the Guns Up? It's called that because they never explain this, or if they did, they very briefly explained it in a little footnote at the beginning of the tutorial. And that's one of the things that I've never liked about this once I figured it out. I never liked that I could never find the ability to pick up guns, and that was very annoying. It was very annoying for me because the ability to pick up guns is something that would have helped me out a lot more in the earlier parts of this series, but again, there's nothing I can really do about it now. I just wish they had explained it more in the tutorial. They showed you how to grab guns from your enemies, knock your enemies over, and throw the guns away once you're done using them, but they never really explained how to pick them up. I guess this is something that they imagined you would innately learn on your own when you can toss the gun pressing the mouse 2 button, but I feel like they could have explained it a little bit more, just to make it easier on the player. One other thing I did not like about this game, I don't like there is a button. I have it set to Alt. I forget what the manual button is. I think it's Control. It shows you where in the game you're supposed to go next. Basically, it shows you if you hit the button, it'll point your camera where you need to go. Like if you have to go to an air vent, it'll point you to the air vent. Or if you need to go climb up a rail, it'll show you what rail to climb up on. And that's a good tool, but they don't always explain how to get to some of these items, and I know that they did it, the developers did it to try and puzzle you and try and get you to think a little bit, and I respect them for that. But at the same time, there are points at which you might not be able to automatically figure it out, and you'll become frustrated with the game, and you'll stop playing the game simply because of the fact that you can't figure out where they're telling you to go. And for me, I play this game on a weekly basis. I play it once a week when I record new episodes. So I don't always get to play it every day. So sometimes when I tell you that I don't remember where we were in the story, it's literally because it's been a week since I've last played, and so I might not remember. I can't as easily get into that Mirror's Edge frame of mind to get back to where I was in the game. But so I feel like they should have put mini checkpoints in between where you're supposed to go to get further in the level and where you are now, so that way you have the ability to fluidly get somewhere and they can show you where to go without actually showing you how to get there. You know what I mean? But overall, I give this game 4 out of 5 stars. It has some room that it needs improvement on. I don't like the end of the storyline. I feel like the storyline cuts off kind of abruptly, where you lose all of your friends and then you get your sister back and that's alright. I feel like they could have expanded that a little bit more and probably just given it a bit more room to grow. Like, I feel like you're supposed to, at the end of this game, lead a revolution that topples the oppression on the city and releases all of the enslaved citizens, but at the same time, all that happened was you got Kate back, and that's the end of the game. And I feel like they could have done more with that. But like I said, overall, I give this game 4 out of 5 stars. If they can, I've been hearing rumors of a Mirror's Edge 2. If they can fix the bugs in the parkour setup, fix the hitbox a little bit just to make it easier on the player, fix some of the bugs in the basic parkour and like swiping guns from enemies to make it a little easier on the player, and just overall other stuff. There's still a lot of good here. There's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing all the parkour. I really enjoyed playing the games. There's tons of races and stuff. I'm not going to be able to get to them in the Let's Play, but if I ever have a free night, I'll definitely get to it. So, like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really good game. If you guys enjoy it, go at it, right? And one last thing, if you guys liked my review, if you liked my Let's Play, please let me know in the comments below. Give me a like, give me a dislike, give me a review of how my review is and what my review should be set up as later in the game when I have other reviews to do. If you guys have a comment or opinion, please leave them below. Please send me a message, but please know that I am going to counteract your argument with opinions and arguments of my own. So we are not going to get into a heated debate, but we are going to have a conversation on what I can do better and what I feel like I'm doing great right now. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I hope you guys enjoy all of the games and reviews to come. See you later.